You know, you'd think we'd have time machines by now. So people have always predicted what the future's going to look like. It's something that's just really interested people for a long time, which is probably why there's a new Hollywood movie that takes place in the future every couple months. But interestingly, a lot of the predictions that took place back in the day were about the time that we live in right now. For example, remember Back to the Future? Well, they travel to October 21st, 2015, which is just next year, and I don't think we're any closer to having hoverboards than we were then. But it's not just old movies. There's a lot of documented predictions from the past about what our future would look like that are just absolutely ridiculous. So I gathered the 10 best or worst to share with you guys. So here they are, 10 predictions about the future that were hilariously wrong. Number 1 is everyone will have jetpacks. In 1966, Reader's Digest predicted a whole different world than what actually happened. Featured on the cover of the magazine is a painting by Fred Freeman showing life in the year 1999 with people in jetpacks, a domed climate-controlled city, and moving sidewalks. But to be honest with you, I can't really hate on them for having such a wild imagination at the time. I mean, that's really all they had. I looked up major world events in 1966 and there was a famine in India that's about as exciting as it got. It wasn't exactly an exciting time to be alive. Number 2 is helicopters will replace cars. In 1951, Mechanics Illustrated published an article that predicted that helicopters would be a cheap mode of transportation in the future that would replace cars. The prediction was based off an engineer's theoretical design in the 1930s of a personal helicopter that could be sold to the average consumer. There was only one small design flaw in it, which was that it required human legs as landing gear. No wonder this thing never came to be. I don't even know how they took this guy seriously in the first place. I mean, clearly he gets all his design ideas from Fred Flintstone. Number 3 are flying homes. In 1966, the inventor, writer, and TV host Arthur C. Clarke predicted that we would have flying homes by the year 2001. He believed that water pipes, drains, and anything that would tie a home to the ground would be gone, and that we would develop a compact power source strong enough to make a home vertically mobile. Cool prediction, except the biggest technological event of 2001 was iTunes was released, and it's now 13 years later and the Windows version is still a buggy piece of shit, so I'm guessing flying homes are still a ways off. Number 4 is outer space factories. In 1983, scientists from the Science and Technology Agency in Tokyo predicted that by the year 2010 that the Earth would be surrounded by orbiting factories and laboratories. The facilities were predicted to be capable of producing new pharmaceuticals, alloys, and other substances only possible in a zero-gravity environment. I think what's most disturbing about this is that this prediction was based off a poll of the opinions of numerous government officials and university professors. Well, Japan, you did get that one wrong, but 1983 was the same year that you released the original NES, and that just brings back all kinds of good memories, so you get a pass. Number 5 is gold will become worthless. In 1911, famously brilliant inventor Thomas Edison was quoted as saying that by the year 2011, that bars of gold would become as cheap and plentiful as bars of iron because we will have discovered the secret of transmuting metals by then. Well, he was a little off because around that time it actually hit a record high value. See, this is a good example of why people shouldn't speculate about things that they really don't know anything about. He was an inventor, not an economist, so he knew nothing about it. That would be like me predicting the price of haircuts in the next 10 years. I clearly don't have any expertise in the area. Number 6 is colonization of the moon. In 1958, NASA predicted that we would have a permanent moon base where humans could survive by the year 2007. This was based off a project by the US Air Force called the Lunex Project, which was supposed to have a 21-man underground Air Force base on the moon. They also envisioned a lunar Noah's Ark where they could store human DNA to continue the human race if the Earth were ever wiped out. Scientists at NASA, I think it's time we had a little talk about the birds and the bees. See, you can't grow a human just by having their DNA. There's some other stuff involved, like that's not a test tube. It's a penis. Number 7 is underwater cities. In 1985, Todd Mills, the organizer of the Future World Expo in San Francisco, predicted that we would be living in underwater cities and that it would happen soon. He said that this would be made possible by the creation of energy produced by laser fusion that would fuel entire underwater cities. You know what I noticed? Why was everybody obsessed with lasers in the 20th century? Maybe they could have focused on something a little more practical, like their own fashion. Check that out. That is Sylvester Stallone in the year 1983. Cool mullet, bro. Number 8 is the elimination of letters C, X, and Q. In the year 1900, famous American civil engineer John Watkins predicted that by the year 2000, we would no longer use the letters C, X, and Q in our everyday alphabet because they would become unnecessary. He believed that changes in mass communication as well as changes in the way that we fundamentally communicate with each other would render the letters useless. Well, he was wrong about that, but he was pretty close. I mean, I do see the way that half you people spell. Some of your tweets and Facebook statuses look like a whole nother language. You know, they have this crazy new thing called spell check. Use it. Number 9 is nuclear-powered vacuums. In 1955, Alex Lute, president of the well-known Lute Vacuum Company, was quoted as saying that nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners would be a reality within 10 years. Not only that, but he believed that nuclear-powered appliances of all kinds would be commonplace in households across America. Damn, this guy was so bad at predicting the location of nuclear devices, I'm surprised his last name isn't Bush. Oh, what? It's an Iraq war joke. And number 10, the collapse of the internet. In 1995, Robert Metcalfe, one of the co-founders of Ethernet, was quoted in InfoWorld magazine as saying that the internet would soon explode in a spectacular fashion like a supernova, and that in 1996 it would catastrophically collapse. He believed that the exponential growth of the internet could not possibly continue, and that if he was wrong, he would eat his words. Well, he was a man of his word, because just 2 years later at the 1997 International World Wide Web Conference, he took a printed copy of the article, put it in a blender with some liquid, and drank it all. Okay, well, first off, ew. Secondly, nobody literally expected you to eat your words, dude. I wonder if he takes everything this seriously. I hope nobody ever uses the phrase eat your heart out, cause you're gonna see Cannibal Bob pop out. Well, that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think what we should take away from this experience is just to stop predicting what the future is gonna look like, because you're almost guaranteed to be wrong. If you want to add me to Facebook and Twitter, the links to those will be in the description below, along with all my other social networking sites, and other than that, I will see you guys next Saturday with a brand new video. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching my new video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the red subscribe button below to subscribe to my channel. I release a new video every Saturday. And while you're at it, maybe click the like button and share this on Facebook and Twitter, wherever you want. I really appreciate it either way. And other than that, I don't know, you would think we would be able to do at least a little time traveling by now, you know. Maybe not like a full-blown TARDIS, but just something to move around. Damn science. Allons-y.